As ma'am has already introduced, that we will be now discussing about academia industry linkage, especially from the point of view of curriculum structuring. So, already, ma'am, Meenakshi madam is from curriculum department. Already, she must have given you introduction about curriculum. So, in this PPT, we will be in this presentation, in this talk, we will be discussing first of all about industry academia interaction. Then I will focus on 3 points of related to curriculum, how the industry, or what is the role of industry, or how the industry can help in the curriculum design, how the industry can help or facilitate in the curriculum delivery, and the third most important part, that is the enrichment of curriculum. Already you must be knowing about the process of curriculum, but how industry can help us or enhance in these three areas related to curriculum. After that, we will be discussing about the importance of having an industry academia or institute interaction cell in your own institutes, how it is a necessity, and future requirements of the industry, how you need to prepare your students for the industry. I will just share one this news from Indian Express. This was from last year, previous year 22, that higher education stagnated in India, 48 engineers unemployed. And this is just the recent news that engineering students brace for a tough placement season amid tech downturn. We all know, due to this AI, due to this chat GPT and other, there will be now the IT companies, they are also taking looking at a technological downturn. That means the placements they have drastically reduced. So this is just recent news for the final year students. When the companies were approaching them, there is a decline of 20% in the IT companies, which was the major chunk of our students were going in the IT companies. So if you go, and I would like to share this chart taken from AICT dashboard. This is the previous one. This is in the simpler form, so I have taken it. If you see here, simply these lines, blue line, and if you see the gap between the orange line, actually this orange bar, this represents the intake of the students in all the AICT institutes. We all are affiliated to AICT, our approval processes through AICT. We know that this is the intake. And over the years, if you see the trend, this green line has also reduced. That means the number of enrollments have reduced. Then the students passed is represented by the black bar, and the placement is represented by the blue bar. So there is a drastic gap between the intake and the number of students which are being properly placed. And if you see the latest data, this is again, I have taken it from the AICTE website. You can go on the website and you can see this latest data from 22-23. These are the number of seats, total approved intake, the first graph, and this is the number of students placed. Now, this is a problem which has been faced in the AICT institutes. The number of students who are now opting for these, mostly we have these engineering and management courses, that has drastically reduced. And if we compare the intake or the students enrolled and the students passed, then also there is a big gap between these two, if you see here. So that means something is not right. If a student is doing engineering, if a student is has taken a professional degree, and he's not been placed, he has not got placement, that means there must be some gap. So one of the reasons which we are going to discuss today is that, see, mostly our AICT students, they are engineering students, diploma, they are either doing diploma, they are doing degree. Most of you who have joined us through this course, they must be teaching in BTech or your polytechnics. So all these students, they will be taken by some industry. That means if there is such a gap between the intake as well as enrolled as well as the placed students, something is not correct. So how, because these students will be going to the industry only, so how the industry can affect, or how we can take the help of industry for improving our academia, so that our students who come out from there are well placed, that we are going to discuss in today's PPT. So what are the challenges, why there is no placement? India as a country produces the second largest number of engineering graduates. The challenge is not the supply of talent, but that of the talent that meets the needs of the corporate world. Here we can say the industry. That means they are not getting that particular talent which is required by the industry. So the challenge is that of employability. They are not employable. So it has been found that if the students augment their skills and they have some know-how of the industry or the skills required by the industry, so employment in the country can be significantly enhanced. So that means we now accept that there is a gap between the skill set and the industrial requirements. There is a requirement of technological transformations. If there is time, in the end, I will be telling you something about the latest technological transformations which are taking place. So our education system has to be developed in such a way that it prepares the students for the jobs which are even not created. Technological transformations here means we need to prepare our students for the future jobs, which are the future requirements of the industry. So moving forward, let us see which are the areas where the industry linkages can be there. One important part is in placements. We need to take the inputs of the industry in the placements. Then in the curriculum redesign, if already the curriculum is there, the redesign of the curriculum. The teacher orientation, industries can help in the orientation of the teachers. Affiliated science and technology parks, this is another way. We have a number of science and technology parks in association with the industry, which also help us. Then by doing some joint research with the industry, and lastly taking the outcome of research to the market. If we have time, I will also tell you a little bit about how we can take our research from the academic to the industry through technology transfer. So these are certain aspects where the industry linkages can be found along with the academia. Now, dear participants, this you might have already been gone through the curriculum development process. This must have already been discussed with you. We have to design the curriculum, then develop the curriculum, then implement it, monitor it, evaluate it, and review. So this is the entire curriculum development process, which is taken by our institute, curriculum development department. They are preparing this curriculum for, ma'am might have shared with you, for various states, Punjab, Haryana, as well as Delhi. So we have a dedicated department who is designing and developing the curriculum for various other polytechnics and institutes. So let us first of all understand in this slide how the industry can help in the curriculum design. So when the curriculum is being designed, during the starting or framing of this curriculum only, the inputs of the industry are taken. So when our institute is also preparing the curriculum, I was also part of this board for curriculum design, which curriculum development department was doing. So there they, when they are designing the curriculum, there only they start taking inputs from the industry people. So they have experts from the industry who give their inputs, that these while giving some courses, these are the elective courses, these are the compulsory courses. So there also they give their inputs, that these are the requirements of these new curriculum, these new requirements from the industry. So if we have an industry expert during the curriculum design, definitely they will help in preparing a proper, better curriculum design, giving their inputs for the various courses. So while designing the curriculum, the industries and academic institutions carefully choose the components to be included, what type of laboratory practicals, what type of content has to be added. So these inputs need to be taken by the industry when designing a curriculum. Then industries also contribute in deciding the courses to be offered, whether there are certain industries in certain deemed to be universities where they have full autonomy, they sometimes add some courses in collaboration with industry. That means that particular elective course will be given by the industry. Rather, these days there are many programs also which are in collaboration with the industry. So the industry, they collaborate with these universities, and they offer their own programs in collaboration with the universities. Then another input which is taken by the industry is in the board of studies. So we have these board of studies who approve the curriculum, who give approvals, and they also check the curriculums. So in the board of studies also, there, if there are members from the industry, definitely they help in improving the curriculum when they are designing new, or when they are improving on the previous, redesigning the curriculum. So in board of studies also we should have the industry people. Then industry electives, as I told you, certain subjects are given in these days. Now they are adding certain subjects from the industry alone. So industry comes to the institute and they offer their own subjects for the curriculum. This is also being done by many universities. See, when you are affiliated to some university, like your state university and all, then there is not much freedom. But when you are deemed to be university, then they have a lot of freedom in designing it. The second, now we have designed the curriculum. During the design, the help from the industry has been taken. Now next is the role of industry in the curriculum delivery. Now curriculum has been designed, a new curriculum has been given. So now is the second step, that is the delivery of the curriculum. So here also, if we take the inputs of the industry can help in train the trainers workshop. So they conduct a lot of triple T workshops, which we call. So they conduct certain workshops for the faculty, that these are the new things which are coming in the industry. So they give training to the faculty. Now these faculty further, when they go back to their own institutes, they can help in peer enablement programs. Peer enablement programs means, if two faculty members have got training from the industry, they can further train their peers, their fellow members, fellow faculty, and they can further give the training to the other faculty members, which is known as peer enablement programs. Then the industry, this you all are aware that they conduct a number of workshops for the students, and the industry comes to the institute. So this helps in conducting various workshops. Then seminars, these parts we are already doing. Many of the institutes must already be doing some seminars in collaboration with the industry, where the industry people come and tell you the latest technologies which are occurring in the industry. Then certain industries, they also have their own newsletters. So they distribute the latest newsletters in the institutes or in the academics. Online faculty communities, they have certain networking forums, communities in which they interact. The faculty keeps on interacting with the industry people. So this is the second part, that is how the industry, once the curriculum has been designed, how in the delivery of the curriculum also a lot of help can be taken from the industry. And the last part is, we have already designed the curriculum, delivery of the curriculum has been done, and now is the role of enrichment, how you can enrich the curriculum. So for this, with the help of the industry, a number of faculty enablement programs, in which we, like this program you are attending, faculty development program. So the industries also certain times conduct these types of programs, which we call as faculty enablement programs. Then they conduct certain conclaves, and you must have seen that sometimes they do some road shows. They come to the institutes and they do some road shows to give you a know-how of the latest which is occurring in the industries. Then industrial visits, industries encourage to have industrial visits, so that they can know, the students as well as the faculty, they can know what is actually happening on the floor in the industry. Then there is another way which we call as sabbaticals. In this, what actually happens, a faculty member takes a break from the academics and they go in the industry for certain time period, maybe 4 to 6 weeks or more, and they do some live projects in the industry. So faculty gets a break from the academy, and they actually go to the industry. They do some research projects, or they do certain live projects with the industry, so that they have a direct feel of the industry. And after they come back, then they can also give that know-how or knowledge to their students. And last is this, already we are doing a lot of institutes, they are already conducting some technical events. So all these types of conclaves, technical events, they help in the enrichment of the curriculum. See, already you are having some contents, already the students are learning theory and practical from the contents of the curriculum. But to enrich that, these the role of the industry is necessary for the enrichment of the curriculum. Otherwise they will be only learning the theory, and that gap which is there between the industry and the academia, that will not be overcome. So this is how we can do. Then further, they also help certain industries, they also help in the publication, also research paper publication, sponsorship. Certain industries in collaboration with the industry, especially in IITs and all, they are collaborating now, the industries are collaborating with the IITs and all, so that we will also be contributing in the research paper publications. So they sponsor them. Then co-publishing, sometimes you have some research project with the industry, so when that research, from that outcome of the research project, when you publish the papers, then the name of the industry will also come there. Then co-publishing in journals, magazines. Apart from journals, you can also have joint publication. That means the faculty, the students, they are publishing their papers in association with the industry. Then sometimes the industries also give some research projects, like we certain industries, they also indulge in consultancy also. This is again another work where the industry is giving consultancy to the institute, they are giving some research support to the institute. Then there are certain programs, certification exams also they conduct, like we have IBM certification and other certifications. So sometimes these industries, in association with these academics or institutes, they conduct certain certification, that this is a 4 week 3 week certification exam, you complete this, and the name of the industry is there. In certain cases, these industries, for this curriculum enrichment, they have certain student project awards also. And participants, you must be aware, these days we have centers of excellence. Many institutes have centers of excellence by the industry, so the industry come there and they have their own center of excellence. Through the centers of excellence, they are giving certain training to the students, they are doing certain projects with the students. Like this Punjab Engineering College, they also have this in collaboration with this Industry 4.0 by Siemens. So Siemens have their own center of excellence. So many institutes, private, government institutes, now they have established center of excellence. From the industry, they have their own center of excellence, and they are doing certain projects, they are doing giving training to the students through this center of excellence. So, dear participants, these were the first part, how the industry can help in the enrichment, delivery, and design of the curriculum. Now we will move further, how the industry academia integration can help us in certain other ways. But before we move further, I would like to take some inputs from the participants. If any of you who is associated with this industry institute linkage, or doing something for the institute in collaboration with the institutes, well, like many of the institutes, now I will be discussing how you can have an industry institute or academia cell in your institute, and how that cell can help you. But if any of you, any of the participants can give some inputs.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Piyush sir.
Ma'am, I'm from Manav Rashna University,
Okay,
Faridabad. In our mechanical engineering department, we have a tie-up with the Daikin as well as
okay,
the Altair. So
but
basically, in collaboration with Daikin, we offer to the final year student the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning subject. Basically, we teach them theoretically, but the practical knowledge is given by the Taiken experts. So, in a month or two, they organize the training for the students as well as the near vendors which they have. First
Wonderful.
part.
That is a
Second part.
wonderful initiative. That is a wonderful initiative.
Second part is that we have Altier design and softwares lab. So in this, we organize in 15-20 days the software training for the student so they can enhance their skill in the software part as well. Because in today's time, software knowledge is also must for the mechanical engineering background
Yes,
student.
very true.
So
Very true.
these two parts we are covering and mean we have industry interaction or industry academia partners in our university.
That is wonderful. See, few years back when we did our degrees and all, so there was not much inputs from the industry. We only used to have a small training where we went for a month or so. But now, like Piyush sir has said in Manav Rachna, they have this wonderful they have taken these two initiatives with two industries where they have their centers in their institute and giving industry training. So that is wonderful input by Piyush sir. See, by interacting, we come to know that many institutes are already doing that, and how they are enriching us in the definitely it will also improve in the placement also. Yes, Pooja ma'am, you want to add something?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. And ma'am, I'm working as head of the department in International School of Management, Patna.
Okay,
Here in PGDM program to enhance the employability skill of the student, like two three papers I teach them. One is competency and talent management, another is compensation management, and third is HR analytics. So ma'am, we had an interaction, or we can say not exactly collaboration, but in coordination with Reliance Geo. The HR of that company comes and visit with their team to our institute, and they actually practically inculcate the skills that how competency mapping can be done, how compensation like salary sheet preparation and the all aspects their team deliver to our students.
wonderful,
That
wonderful.
helps a lot to the
Yes,
students and enhances their employability skills.
very
So
true.
far as the syllabus is concerned, as we have our own autonomous PGDM, so in the case, ma'am, we have many industry experts which yearly changes, and some of the academic experts suggest or even online or offline give suggestions for the improvement in the syllabus. That's why that
Wonderful.
also helps us to improve and make students more employable related to the time and changing scenario.
Wonderful, Pooja ma'am. That is like I told you in BOS, Board of Studies, we can have industry people, which they can give their inputs. Okay, yes, we have to change, and now this part is obsolete. We need to change the contents. Like, ma'am, I was teaching in my previous institute in mechanical engineering. I still remember there I used to, we have a subject in applied thermodynamics. Still, we were teaching them IC engines and all. That is correct. We need to tell them the basics, but now we have electric vehicles, now we have so many new things have come. So it is very important that the curriculum, even the contents of the syllabus, they need to be changed along with the changing time period. In the last slides I will be telling you these transformations, that is what is required in the new industrial transformations and what subjects need to be focused when we are designing the curriculum. But Pooja ma'am has this autonomous nature, so they can change. But some other institutes who are affiliated to certain universities, there it is very difficult. But there also, by having some inputs from the industry, by sending your students to the industry, or by inviting certain experts from the industry, we can enrich their curriculum on our own. So thank you so
Ma'am,
much.
I want
Ma'am,
to add here, like in the graduation courses like BBA, BCA, and these all are professional courses, BJMC, Become Professional. These are also the courses which we are affiliated with Aryabhat Knowledge University. So, ma'am, for that students actually we ask and we provide the live project facilities to the students. In the case like even now the students are being trained with some experts, they are from Bajaj Allianz or they are from somewhere else, and they are continuously coming to the campus. To actually, the target is, without enhancing their employability skill, we cannot ask company to take them again to the offices. So this is the need
Definitely.
of that. That's why we are doing the same. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Definitely, definitely. So Vinay Singh has also written that we are inviting industry in hackathon seminars, etc. So wonderful inputs. Now we will
Ma'am,
move. Yes, yes.
ma'am, good
You
morning,
can.
ma'am. This is Chandrakantama from Ishwari Engineering College Remote Center, Chennai, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Well,
as a part of Industry Connect, for every year for second years and third years, we are conducting core training by industry experts, ma'am.
wonderful,
Yeah,
wonderful.
for second year, it is advanced surveying by some surveying company called Land Coordinates Technology. And for third years, we are conducting MEP services, ma'am.
Wonderful. See,
Yeah.
another advantage moving forward, another advantage is that if an industry is already training your students, like now it is happening in IT companies, what they do, they send their students for an internship in seventh or eighth semester. So if an industry has already given training to a student, they have already given such so much input. So definitely they take them for placement also in their own industry. So the first slide which we shared of AICT gap, the one simple method is that if we have interaction with the industry, the gap between the placements and the students enrolled, that can be reduced. So wonderful inputs
Yes,
from
ma'am.
many of you.
And we have 11,
Yes,
ma'am,
yes, ma'am.
and we have 11 active MOUs also, ma'am,
Okay,
with
okay, but
various
yes, if
companies.
you have these active MOUs,
Yes.
many institutes have, but they
We
need
have
to be
active
active,
MOUs.
yes. Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful. So moving,
Yes.
let us now discuss a little bit, then again we
Yes,
will
ma'am.
interact for another 5 minutes.
Okay.
Now, industry academia integration. So this we have already understood. There is a term known as university industry interaction. Now, the interaction between the industry and institute, this we have understood is essential. And further, industries also need good students. See, it is not only one way. The industries also need good students who are well aware of the industry standards and capable of achieving. Therefore, bridging the gap between the institute and academia is a must. So, dear participants, there can be two types of interaction or linkage: formal industry interaction and informal industry interaction. Formal industry interaction is through the help of with the help of some interaction cell. If you have an interaction cell in your own institute. Informal industry interaction means, like, suppose, ma'am, I am teaching in an institute and I have some connections with some industry. So informally I say that kindly give some project or please come for a lecture in our institute. So informally I have some connections with the industry, and sometimes it happens with other faculty members. So they're on their own level, they are conducting some seminar, they are conducting some other work, but some formal industry interaction cell is not there. Then we call it as informal. Informally we are doing a lot of activities with the industry, but if it is in a formal way, then we call it as formal industry interaction. So the role, if you have this cell in your institute, it is, if some of you don't have this industry academy interaction cell, it is recommended that you must have this cell. So the purpose of this cell will be, they will be responsible for liaising with the industries, for identifying opportunities to collaborate. They will help in promotion of involvement of industry experts in institutional processes, in curriculum, in other things, to provide support to all the departments for industry initiatives, and to facilitate departmental initiatives for improving industry interaction. If you have a dedicated industry institute cell, they will also help in the placement also. So along with the placement cell, there should be an industry institute interaction cell. Now, what will be the functions of this industry institute interaction cell? For organizing workshops, conferences, symposium with joint participation, encouraging engineers from industry to visit engineering institution to deliver lectures, participation of experts from industry in the curriculum development, arranging visits of staff members to various industry, and also professional consultancy by the faculty to industries. Many of the institutes, they are also doing some consultancy with the industries in which they are earning some revenue. Other functions involve industrial testing by faculty and technicians at site or in laboratory. Sometimes we are also doing some, like suppose you have some equipment at your institute. So for the industry, you can do certain testing also. Like in our institute, we are doing a lot of consultancy in civil department to various industrial sectors. Then in mechanical also we have certain instruments, so like spectroscope and other instruments, SAM, EDS analysis. So the industry people, they when they require some testing and all, so they can contact the institute and they can get their testing done. Then there is also another scope is joint research programs and field visits by faculty and people from industries. So it is not easy that each faculty will separately go and search. So if there is a dedicated industry academia interaction cell, it will help the whole institute. So they can also help in visits of faculty to industry for study, discussions, or delivering lectures on subjects of mutual interest. Visit of industry executives and practicing engineers to the institute for seeing research work, laboratories, discussions, delivering lectures. Like ma'am just told us that they have MOUs. So very correctly told by ma'am that we can have MOUs. All institutes have MOUs. Rather in NAC and all, there are certain marks also that if you have a MOU between institute and industries to bring the two sides closer. But the only problem with MOU is that the signing is there, but later on the one forgets that yes, we have an MOU. Like ma'am said, that it should be active. That means you must be doing certain activities under that MOU to, so that it is active. So human resource development programs by faculty, and we can have some programs like we discussed for in the curriculum delivery also. Then there are certain collaborative degree programs in association with this uh, industry. For example, this SAP, they have this and many other companies, they have collaborated with many universities like BITS Plani. It is running one program where the SAP, they have this post graduation and they are giving some stipend also. So it is a sort of you can call it as dual degree in association with industry. So many industries, they are collaborating with the institutes where some portion is covered by the industry and some portion is covered by the academy. So this is again one another approach where this industry academia interaction center can help in the interaction of the academics with the industry. Then many projects, BTech, MTech projects, and if you have MTech in your institutes, like in our institute, we most of the time we guide our students and we ask them to do certain projects with the industry. So even if you have some BTech projects, you ask your students to find some industrial problem and do some projects, solve some problem of the industry. So it will also help in that. Short-term assignment to faculty members in industries, as we discuss sabbaticals or other FDPs, they can go to the industry. Now, if you are aware, for CAS promotions at certain levels, it is mandatory for a faculty also to go for training in the industry for 15 days or more than that. So it is mandatory that the faculty members, they will go to the industry and they will take some training. Then we have these visiting faculty professors from industries who come and give lectures in this FDPs also. Like these FDPs we are conducting in for you. In here also we try our best. Okay, we have certain faculty or certain people from the industry or industry experts who can give. Then professional chairs sponsored by industries. There are certain professional chairs also which industry sponsors at the institute. Then certain laboratories, like sir was telling that they have this by DICON. So there sometimes they have their own research and development laboratories. The industry, they establish their laboratories at the institute only, so that the students can come to know about the practical aspects from the institute only. Then scholarship fellowships instituted by the industries at the institute for the students. And lastly, the practical training of students in industries. So many courses, they have this 6 month or few months training at the institute. The reason for that is so that the students can come to know about the actual atmosphere of the industry. But again, if you see the practical aspect of this part, again it has been noticed that the students, they don't do proper industrial training also. They don't even visit these industries, though in the curriculum there is this 6 month or 1 month 2 month industrial training for the students. All the institutes mostly they have these industrial training. Internships also they have. Now, when we are talking about this industry institute interaction, who will be benefited by this academia or industry or institute interaction? It is not only the institute, but see, industry is also benefiting from it. Institute is also benefiting it. Students are also being benefited, the whole nation, as well as the faculty. So all of them, all involved stakeholders, they are benefited by the industry institute linkage. So, how it helps the institute, let us see briefly. First of all, there is greater resource generation. More resources can be generated. Like I told you, if you have some consultancy also, then you can have some revenue generation can be there. There is improved quality of faculty if there is interaction. More relevant curriculum, as we have already covered. If the experts are there from industry, the curriculum will be more relevant for the students who will be going into the industry. Better placement of students, definitely it helps in the placement of the students also. And better utilization of expertise and facilitated industry. Then benefits to the industry. It is not that only faculty or we are benefiting, the industry is also benefiting. It can have access to the latest technological and management developments. Industry can keep their workforce updated in terms of skills and knowledge through refresher courses and other training programs conducted by the institute. Like our institute NITER, we are conducting programs. So if we can conduct programs for the industry people also. So it is able to get fresh and well trained technical personnel. See, if an industry has trained one person, the student, they will get a better student already who is trained. So it is beneficial for the industry also. It helps in their placement also. So industry can get their research work done through institution, and they can save their R&D. So you must be aware that many of these industries, they have their own research and development centers. So if they have a dedicated research center at the institute only, they can save their cost of research and development, which otherwise they would have to do it in their own industry. Then recruiting cost is also reduced when they already know that this student is trained in our institute, in our industry. So they can definitely take him for the placement. Better communication with higher learning centers and collaborative research opportunities both for the industry. See, industry also have a lot of problems which can be solved by these academia only. Like my in MTech, I have done in materials, related materials. So sometimes they face a number of problems in the material. So when a material fails, the what is the reason for the failure of the material? So these academicians, these faculty, they help them at certain cost, though they help them that this is the problem. They see the structure, microstructure and all. So they give the reasons why this particular thing is failing. So lot of industries, they approach the institutes to solve their problems. Some casting problem is there. Those who are from mechanical background, they must be knowing some, they are facing some problem in the industry. So they interact with the faculty or the institutes for solving their day-to-day problems also on cost to cost basis. Then benefits of the industry academia interaction to the faculty and the students. In few words, we have already though discussed this. So it gives good understanding of the industry and helps in building up of useful case studies for improving the quality of future teaching. So they come to know the practical view, then ability to identify research programs. So once a faculty is has contacted an industry, so they know what is actually happening in the industry, so they can definitely improve themselves as well as the students. So to the students gaining real life experiences, they can actually work what they have been reading in the theory, application of theoretical knowledge they can now apply, enhancement of oral and written skills. When you interact with others, there is enhancement in other skills also. Decision making on career choice, paid pre-employment if during the industrial training they are getting some stipend, so they get paid pre-employment, gaining access to sophisticated instrumentation, otherwise they are not able to know the instruments, understanding the work culture of industry. Very important to understand what is a work culture, whether that student is capable to adapt to the industrial cultures. So because when our students, they leave the protective environment of the academics or the institute, now they have to go into the real world, into the real industry. So they, if they have already visited the industry, they have a little understanding of what they are going forward to the industry, the work culture in the industry. So, dear participants, we have now covered two important parts. That is how industry can help in the curriculum design, delivery, as well as enrichment, and how this industry academia interaction can benefit all the stakeholders, the institute, the faculty, the students, as well as the industry itself is benefited from that. So, moving forward to the nation, see, whenever industry is involved, there is effective harnessing of resources, talents, and experience. It helps in greater self-reliance and financial support to the institutions, greater employment, then generating sense of pride in the nation among Indians all over the world by providing excellent research findings. So as a whole, the nation is also benefited. So, dear participants, this was the first part of my PPT telling you about the importance of and benefits of industry academia interaction. Now, let us move to the second part, that is technological transformation. If a student has to go to the industry, that means they need to be ready for the industry which is looking forward to it. So that means what is there, we all must be aware of the topic known as Industry 4.0. This is a chart of Industry 4.0, how this evolution took place. With the Industry 4.0, there is an evolution in the education system also. So first of all, we will understand a little bit what is this Industry 4.0. We all know that we are now going in the era of Industry 4.0. That means previously also there must be Industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. So if we are talking about Industry 4.0, your students should know the technologies of this Industry 4.0. After understanding this, we will also see how along with the industrial transformations, the education system has transformed. So if you want to understand, I have a small video which will tell you about the history of industrial revolution. After that, we will again have a small break for the discussion part. But just a 2-3 minutes video, it will show you how our industry has changed over the years, how these four revolutions, and now we are in the Industry 4.0, how these transformations have taken place.
History class taught us about the Industrial Revolution, when steam power changed how things were manufactured. But there hasn't been just one industrial revolution. The manufacturing industry has reinvented itself many times. The first industrial revolution is the familiar one. Beginning in the late 18th century, manufacturers used steam engines and hydraulic power in factories to make production more efficient. The second revolution began in the late 19th century, when electricity and assembly lines made mass production possible. The third took off in the 60s, when advances in computing enabled us to program machines and networks. Today, we're at the beginning of a fourth industrial revolution. Industry 4.0 is about connecting the digital and physical worlds. Today, most manufacturers' key assets are a part of the physical world. the workers, machines, tools, and inventories that drive both the production process and the end product that customers use every day. But emerging technologies allow manufacturers to use data produced by these physical assets to drive insights based on data. These technologies will enable the construction of new solutions to some of the oldest and toughest challenges manufacturers face in growing and operating their businesses.
So this video shows us how we have these four as represented in this diagram. Initially, we started with the first industrial revolution started with steam engines, and followed by we had this assembly line electricity during the second industrial revolution. The time period also shown there. Then there came computers and robots, and today we have these some of these major technologies which are driving our industry, which we call as industry 4.0. Now, what are these technologies? These technologies, they include autonomous robots, artificial intelligence, horizontal and vertical integration, industrial internet of things, cybersecurity, additive manufacturing, augmented reality, big data analytics, and autonomous robots we have done. So what is the reason why I am showing you these technologies? That means when you are teaching your students, see, if you cannot change the curriculum, if you cannot change the syllabus, if you are already affiliated to some in the these like you are to some technical university, but at least you should as a faculty we should know what are the new technologies which are required by the industry. So in some way or other we can give them some know-how in these upcoming technologies. So the purpose of showing these technologies is that the student, by the time they come out from the academics, when they complete their diploma or degree, they should be knowing at least one or two or some of these technologies. If it is a mechanical student, we can go for 3D manufacturing, we can go for autonomous robots, we can teach them some technologies related to robots or to some drone technology, artificial intelligence. Then we have these electric vehicles. Then we have these IoT, industrial Internet of Things, and cybersecurity. So these are the technologies which are required by the industry, and we need to provide the students skills in that. If they're already studying some subject related to this, that is okay. Otherwise, through some by connection with some industry, we can give them some training. We can give some live projects on which they can work, and they can help get some knowledge about these technologies. In the end, I will show you what are the skills which are required by the industry. That means by the time your student comes out, what type of skills are required for the present or for the future industry. So we need to prepare the students which are required by the industry. In the end, this is a 6 minute video. In the end, we will see. But before that, let us see, when we talk about the transition of industrial revolution from industrial revolution 1 to industrial revolution 4, parallelly, dear participants, there is a transition in the education. So we have been now today we are in education 4.0, and the transition has taken from education 1.0 to 4.0. So this is a chart which tells us about the various factors and the timelines, how with the industry the education system has also changed. If you see the industry 1.0 which was in late 18s, when we had these steam engines only, Then the philosophy was basically, in brief, we can say the educator was a sage or a guru. If you know, before these industrial revolutions, what type of education the students were taking, they used to have this guru, they used to go to jungles, and the shishya used to live with the guru, and whatever experience they had shared from there, that was their education actually. So in the early system, education 1.0, the educator's role, we as a teacher, we were acting as gurus only. But with the transition, if you see the education 2.0, the role changed to as a guide and as an information source. Then we became the collaborators, orchestrators. And today in education 4.0, a faculty member is a mentor, coach, collaborator, as well as a part of a reference. Students' role was largely passive during education 1.0, but now in 2 they became started having knowledge. Education 3.0, they have knowledge ownership, and today they are very active, independent, and trajectory. So actually, dear participants, if you see, when we were studying, let us say our case, when we were doing our degrees, when I was doing my degree in 93 to 97, so we used to have that knowledge only which the teacher used to give. So they used to tell us some books, textbooks. They have these textbooks. We used to read the textbook or the notes given by the teacher. So the amount of which we call as material, source material was limited at that time. Only physical material was there. Even when we were doing our research, then also, if you can see, if you want to get some paper, published paper, or if you want to refer to some book, either you go to a library, you photocopy that paper. There used to be hard copy journals. But now what change has taken place, all these materials are now available online. So students already have lot of knowledge, lot of material available. That part is not there. They already have lot of literature syllabus available with them. Lot of online MOOCs courses are there. But now the requirement is the approach. The student, they need to be given a training so that they are self-reliant, they are problem solvers, and they are able to solve the problems. So if you see here, the learning outcomes, initially what was the major outcome of a degree? Okay, I will get a degree and I will get a job, that is all. But now we have to prepare the students for various competencies. In the next slide, I will show you what are the various competencies which are to be taught to the students. Then at that time we had these limited materials. Now we have computers, ICT tools, blended learning, online sources. So this is how the transition from education 1.0 to education 4.0 has taken place, in line with the industry 1.0 to industry 4.0. So now today in higher education, these are the components of education 4.0. We have to, I will not go much in detail. We have to imbibe the competencies in the learners. We have different learning methods. We have information and communication ICT modes, then at institution level and at classroom level also. So we have to provide them at various competencies. These competencies include critical thinking, cooperation, collaboration, communication, creativity, and innovation, and training and development of functional, technical, and technological knowledge and skills. And face-to-face learning is there, challenge-based learning is there, problem-based learning is there, learning by doing work is there. And please see this part which I have covered before. These are the technologies in which they need to be expert: internet of things, artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, cyber physical systems, data science, data analytics, mixed reality, virtual or augmented realities. And we have different platforms, web conferences, learning management systems, MOOCs, remote and cyber physical labs. So these are the components of today's education 4.0. What are the future job roles which will be required in that small that also you have seen, that we need to have factory automation, robotic engineers, we need to have process automation, advanced mechatronics, digital design, cyber data security. So these are the types of job roles which will be required for the industry. So we need to prepare the students for these types of job roles: mobile communication, control and system, additive manufacturing technologist, virtual and augmented reality technologist, machine learning technologist, artificial intelligence, machine connectivity, digital platform, then all these future job roles which are required by the industry from our students. So, dear participants, these were the two, three aspects of academy institute or academy industry interaction. There is another very important aspect which we mostly cover, that is the linkage, how the research work from the academy can go to the industry, that which we call as technology transfer. I think I will not go much in detail, just I will show you how from the academy to the industry you can transfer your technology. That means if you have done certain research, how you can move that search from your university to the uh, industry. So this can be done either through technology transfer offices, science parks, incubators, academic spin-offs, patent license or royalty agreements, or through agents who are involved in technology commercialization. So I will just show you this roadmap. I will, because of the time, I will just show you one video now. This is the technology transfer roadmap. Means now government is saying, if you have done some research, see, when previously we were doing our PhD, what was the outcome? We used to do our PhD, or students used to do their MTech thesis, they publish paper, and that is all. But now government is saying, if you are doing some research in your university, after protecting it, if you go to the step 3, you have taken some research grant from the government, you have done some research in the industry in your university, then you have discovered some or made some new project, then you protect it through IPRs. Next step is, by intellectual property rights, you protect your product. After that, next step is you do prototyping and you find a counterpart. See, this first part has to be done in the academic, but if you have collaboration with the industry, the remaining part of the final product can be done in collaboration with the industry. Means you have taken and you have made a prototype, but you do not know how to market your product, how to sell your product, or how to earn profits from that product. So this is the point where you can have linkage with the industry. The academy can have linkage with the industry. They will collaborate with the industry. The industry will manufacture the product. They will help in marketing of the product, and the profits will be earned. And whatever MOU you have with the industry, the financial benefit, that will be earned both by the university as well as by the uh, uh, industry, as well as by the university or by the academy. So I just wanted to add this one slide, that this is another way of linkage with the industry. If you think that your student has the ability to make a product, so you can through these technology transfer offices, through these incubators, you can collaborate with the industry and you can bring your product to the market, and you can earn also. So participants, you must be knowing that in IITs and all, where they have these uh, startup policies, there they are allowing their faculty to do these startups, to have their own startups, and that load is counted in the load of teaching load. Like you have certain rules that you have to take 18 hours of load or 20 hours of load according to AICT. So that load, if you are doing some startup, they have their own startup policy. So if you are doing their startup, they are freed from the academic load, and that faculty along with the students, they can have their own startups, they can also register their own company while working in the academy. So this is another way, that is how you yourself can have your own industry while teaching in the institute. But for that, you need to have that startup policy in your institute. So this is what I wanted to share with you. Otherwise, maybe in some other session we can have how we can have academy industry interaction, and with respect to the IPRs also. I think we will skip that, as after the small video, what are the future skills required, we will have 5 or 6 minutes discussion, last discussion, where you can give your inputs regarding this. So this last video, it will show you what are the future skills required by the industry and how the industries will be facing. See, the problem is you have this industry 4.0 revolution going on, but who will actually do the work? Now you are talking about artificial intelligence, you are talking about IoT, we are talking about 3D printer is there, but who will operate that 3D printer? Are we giving the skills to our students? Are they learning these skills in the in your academics, so that by the time they go to the industry they are able to operate them? So let us see this small video.
In this video, we're going to show you how big, bold technology leaps are enabling sustained productivity gains in UK engineering, manufacturing and distribution, and how you can join in. Right now, in Europe, raw materials, parts and components are making their way independently through the production process, with machines, products and sensors spontaneously communicating with one another, making decisions without direct human intervention. The Advanced Manufacturing Research Centre is backing that vision of the future by building a brand new £40 million factory in Sheffield.
So we're bringing together industry experts, academics, backed by government to really focus on innovative products for reconfigurable manufacturing. We're here to develop the understanding, adoption and deployment of them throughout UK industry. And we're looking at augmented reality, taking information from the CAD system and displaying it on parts like a wing. And 3D printing is changing the world in terms of the ability to prototype much quicker than we've been able to in the past.
That sounds great, but how can businesses get involved?
We work with businesses from large OEMs to tier 1s and SMEs, so really we take inquiries from absolutely anybody.
One of the new technologies that's captured everyone's attention is virtualization.
The idea is a simple one. You take the miles of conveyor belts, motor drives, scanners, elevators and machine tool components and raw materials, and then you put all that information into a software package and create a virtual factory, an exact replica in fact of the real physical factory, because the virtual factory enables you to take a real-time big picture view, identify areas where you can improve efficiency, cut out waste and prevent problems occurring in the real factory. But the biggest thing virtualization delivers is the ability to add more innovation, more flexibility and most importantly more productivity. Today every sensor button and monitoring device has the potential to become a participant in the Internet of Things, each with their own IP address. These so-called cyber physical systems will eventually enable machines and workpieces to communicate with one another and make decisions within the process. Employees can use virtualization to check the product meets the required quality standard and is ready to be shipped to the customer. Today, your IT infrastructure is becoming more important than your raw materials, machine tools and physical assets. Cloud technology is enabling infrastructures like this to become part of a global ecosystem of suppliers, partners and customers. A connected supply chain speeding up decision making, collaboration and innovation. The companies who thrive in this new world may not be the biggest right now, but they certainly will be the most flexible in the future, with the ability to customize the product to meet the ever-changing demands of their customers. Customization is great because it requires zero inventory, everything is made to order and there is no waste. The step beyond customizing is individualizing. An entire product is made just for one customer. Like most of today's early adopters, we too started by creating a virtual 3D factory using an easy-to-use software package, and this allowed us to experiment with different setups. But there are problems when you start harnessing the Internet of Things and deploying cyber-physical systems. You generate mountains of big data.
Fortunately, smart systems are now available which make sense of that big data, delivering the factory decision makers the information they need. A typical text message might read, "Motor drive 10 on conveyor belt B requires maintenance. Please press confirm to order the part." Creating your UK factory of the future is going to require skills. People, engineers, technicians. But what skills are going to be needed? Where are these people going to come from? And who's going to train them? To answer that question, I travelled to Coventry to one of the high-value manufacturing catapult centres, the Manufacturing Technology Centre, where they've just opened the Lloyds Bank Advanced Manufacturing Training Centre.
There's no point generating the technologies unless you also generate the people who can use those technologies. The engineers and technicians that go through this training centre will have a grounding in all of the old technologies, but then they will have all of the skills needed for the new technologies that we're developing.
So how do our engineering skills in the UK compare to those in the rest of the world?
I think the problem we have worldwide is there aren't enough engineers and there aren't enough people coming through with the right skills to really drive the industry forward. The unique thing about the centre is the access that we've got to all of the new technologies that we're developing as part of the Manufacturing Technology Centre itself. And the fact that we've got the people that are developing those processes that can teach the guys in the apprentice centre and really make sure that they've got the skills that they need for tomorrow's industry and not just the skills that were needed for yesterday's industry.
Creating the UK factory of the future is a big idea. No one company on their own could achieve this. It requires collaboration on a grand scale, a revolution in the way we think, communicate and collaborate.
We hope this short video has inspired you and given you an insight into how a revolution in new technologies, Industry 4.0, can enable you to accelerate your innovation, respond to customer needs and drive up productivity.
Themes can help you review your options, overcome challenges and provide the technology, equipment and engineering expertise to build your factory of the future.
Give us a call, we'd love to talk to you.
So we have seen from the video that already the lot of tech, we are talking about Industry 4.0, future factories, but already there are a lot of new technologies which are being used. But in the video also it has been shown that these are the new technologies which will be used. But who will be doing the work actually in the industry? Whether our students who are coming out from our degree courses, technicians and all, whether they have these skills, whether we are teaching them these new skills, if the new technology is there in the industry, whether our students are able to use those in the those technologies. So that is a big question. So I think I will skip this last part, how you can use this IPR as a tool for technology transfer from your from your academics to institute to industry. So I think now in the last 5-6 minutes, if anybody wants to give their inputs from their side, we can have anyone who has so we have already got some inputs regarding they already have their industry institute. Any institute who is having this institute interaction cell in their own institute, do you have this dedicated cell who is looking for collaborations with the industry?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, at Chandigarh University, we have the industry relation collaboration office is there, as well as there is a collaborative company advisor board meeting is also there, corporate advisory board meeting. We will take this meeting twice a year.
Okay, wonderful. So do you also have some degrees with the industry? Some dual degree?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Students, the master students, they can do the project work in the industries. We have the project collaborated with the industries. Similarly, research work, PhD students also can do their research work in the industries.
Okay, wonderful. So the points which we have covered, some of the institutes are already doing, they are doing PhD.
Yes, ma'am. Industry 4.0 in education 4.0, we are already doing that.
Okay, wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. Actually, if you are doing your research work and if it is industrial research work, then you get more easily published. Like ma'am told you, I have one patent. So I also did my research work with this thermal power plant at Rupert, and the patent which I have, that is along with the industry. The technology which I have developed, that is actually be used in the industry. So if you have some collaboration and you are doing some research work, your research work is also gets good publications. And definitely you can also have certain patents also, if you are working with some industry and it has industrial application. And after patent, like I showed you in that roadmap, after protecting your product through IPRs, then you can also go for the commercialization of the product. So many IITs, especially NITs and IITs, they are taking their products to the industry. They are commercializing their products. So this is a way of earning profit also. So wonderful, Amritjot ma'am. Any other participants, if they want to give any input, how, if they are having any, see some in certain institutes, the industry institute interaction cell is along with the placement cell. Sometimes they have combined it, since the major work is with industry, they are doing it for the placements also, because they have to they have to coordinate for the placement in the industry.